What's going on, Moon Gang? I hope that you're having a wonderful day. My name is Matt, and this channel is all about stocks, trading, and investing. Now, we definitely need to talk about all the crazy fundamental developments and insane price swings going on in the EV sector. In this video, I'll be covering all of that for Workhorse, CCIV, and Tesla. But before we get into the fundamental developments and technical breakdown of those three stocks, don't forget to join up with the Moon Gang by hitting the subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and your help with that would be truly appreciated. Now, with all that out of the way, let's hop into what's going on. Let's kick things off with Workhorse. As you can see, Workhorse had a horrific day. In fact, it dropped 47% during today's trading, and after hours, it dropped an additional 5%. Workhorse is an EV company that focuses on last mile delivery. It trades under the ticker WKHS, and for the best part of the past year, we've been assuming that it would be a winner of the USPS contract. Unfortunately, we found out the results of that, and Workhorse did not win. U.S. Postal Service awards contract to launch multi-billion-dollar modernization of postal delivery vehicle fleet, and the winner is Oshkosh. Trades under the ticker symbol OSK, and the big thing here is that Workhorse in no way won a portion of it, and it got absolutely slaughtered. Today, the market was selling off. Workhorse was trading around $28, and when this announcement came out, the stock absolutely plummeted. There were multiple halts in the last trading hour of the day. It was definitely bad news for Workhorse. In fact, now in 2021, it is down 16.7%. Today alone, it was down close to 50%. Absolutely horrific. Now, in terms of technicals, Workhorse recently hit a new all-time high of 43. I was looking for support to be found at 31, and then when the S&P 500 was selling off today, we were seeing weakness right around 28. I was looking for a bounce off of this top trend line, but when the news broke, a lot of people were basically basing their revenue thesis on Workhorse on winning a portion, or at least all of this contract, a portion of it. Obviously, that is no longer reality. So in terms of technicals, I would highly recommend paying attention to this previous support at 1330. Past that, we have 1030. Right now, as this news permeates and it continues to spread, a lot of investors in Workhorse, I'm expecting some panic. In the end, though, you should know that I am invested in Workhorse. In my public account, I'm in at 22. In my private account, I'm in at 17. So yes, right now I am underwater, but don't forget that this is just a short-term development. In the end, Workhorse is still a viable EV company based in the US, and they didn't get this contract, but that's not the end of the company. I think years down the road, Workhorse will be trading higher, way higher than 1550 where it's at right now. So for me, I always thought of Workhorse as a long-term trade. Right now, obviously, it got a bit of bad news. People are panicking, but I think one day it will bounce back. But just so you know, that's why it fell off the map today, is because it didn't get a portion of the USPS contract. Instead, that went to Oshkosh. Up next is CCIV. So right now it's February 23rd. The announcement with Lucid Motors was announced yesterday on February 22nd. Here was this electric vehicle firm, Lucid Motors, to go public in $11.8 billion SPAC deal. The reason it fell off is because the valuation was too high. It was pegged at $24 billion. If you want to understand why the valuation being so high hurt the stock, I would highly recommend checking out Meet Kevin's video on it. He does a very good job at explaining it. But basically, as the valuation goes up, the stock price has to go down to equal out to the same market cap for CCIV. That's a very crude explanation, but in the end, that's going to be the basic math. We were hoping for 12 billion. We would have accepted 15 billion. And when they came in at 24, it was just absolutely way too high. So they came in high, and that's why it sold off. But I also just want you to know that I very much view Lucid Motors / CCIV as a excellent long-term hold. I believe that this will end up becoming the NIO of the US. They create very high-end luxury EV cars, and I think that there's a strong market for that in the US. Granted, we might take a couple years to see a giant price spike in the stock, but I'm more than willing to hold my shares of CCIV / Lucid Motors for years to come. Now, in terms of technicals today, CCIV dropped 38% on the news. Most recently, it was trading above $64. Now it's trading at $36. For a while, it was trading in this upward bear flag. These commonly break downward, but When there was the announcement of the valuation might drop from 15 to 12, we saw a nice $10 spike. Then we were waiting for the deal to kind of materialize. Most recently, it did materialize, and the valuation was way too high, and that's why we saw a stock price drop. Right here, we saw previous resistance around $35. That's where it's trying to catch itself. If the bears push it even lower, I'll then be looking for the next support at 28.60. In the reverse though, if some bulls start to step in, I'll be looking for a little bit of resistance at this bottom trend line, but mainly I'm hoping that CCIV can very quickly start trading in this upward channel once again. So that's the big news on Workhorse. It didn't get the USPS contract. The big issue with CCIV, it's falling off because the valuation was way too high. If you want to understand why the high valuation pushed the stock down, once again, make sure you check out that Meet Kevin video. And last but not least, let's talk about what's going on in Tesla. Back in late January, Tesla was trading as high as $900. Clearly, it's really been selling off. This morning, it hit 620. It did show a bit of strength. Right now, it's trading above 700. But the fact that it broke below this trend line is definitely some bearish action. I do want to point out that with Tesla being so low, it was confirmed that ARK Investments, Kathy Wood, said they bought quote unquote a lot of Tesla today. Kathy Wood at ARK Invest, I very much respect her. It has been trading. She's been very bullish on Tesla. She's made a lot of money on it. It looks like she's more than doubling down on the position. Just so you know, in my most recent Tesla update video, I posted how I bought 2 put options on it, and my thesis was just like a technical breakdown. In my account, I also am heavily invested in Tesla. My cost basis is $400. I looked at buying these puts as a hedge against that position just to save myself some money in the meantime. As you can see, I bought 2 contracts at $13.65. I sold one at $27.30 to cover my position. I have a runner right now. It's up $2,000. To be completely honest, I am kicking myself. At one point today, it was up over 100. Which means that I gave back more than $7,000 in profit. I'm just kind of waiting to see how this plays out. If Tesla doesn't continue to fall, at least in the short term, I'll definitely be pretty upset with myself, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Today's action was very weird in the market. I had a tough time reading it. Right now, it closed the day out just below 700 and post-market it's trading at 712. I want to see if it can recapture 719. If it does, I'll cut my put for a small profit, or if it gets rejected there, I'll see how much I could ride it on the way back down. The closest support right now is that key psychological level at $700. Past that, we have 686. Past that, we have 660. On the top side, in terms of resistance, we have 719. And from there, I'll be watching 750 / this trend line. So moving forward, there has been a lot of bearishness in the market, especially the EV sector. It's safe to say that there's blood in the water. So my suggestion moving forward is be very careful with your risk. Mind your risk, watch your levels of support and resistance moving forward. And of course, as things continue to develop, I'll put out more clips like this. If you want to be a part of the live stream as I'm pointing out these price levels live, make sure you do that. Don't forget to join up with the Moon Gang. You could do so by hitting the subscribe button. If you want to be in the Moon Gang Discord, I'll post that link below. But really, the main thing you could do is join up with the YouTube, turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the live streams. We're doing those Monday to Friday. We're calling out these plays as they happen live, and we're checking all of these fundamental developments such as the USPS contract and the CCIV Lucid Motors SPAC deal. Other than that, be careful. The market, in my humble opinion right now, it seems to be at a very important inflection point. So 100% mind your risk. Other than that, best of luck in the markets. I'll make sure to see you soon.